These people wanted Christ. They killed Christ. But yet you'll receive Christ's murder. It's like somebody taking a gun and shooting your brother in the head and then come to your house the next day and say, listen, I love you and we should all live together and I want to uphold your brother as a great man. Now get up under my foot as I crush you. See, this is what they do. They killed Christ. So if they can program you into believing in the people who killed your Lord and Savior, they already have you. You've already been psychologically put in a place for total destruction. Just examine that. Do you know if you speak to modern day Christians today and ask them, well, who killed Christ? They can't even tell you who killed him. They're taught to separate politics from religion, when all this was political. All this is political. When I'm speaking of Babylon, Rome, Greece, I'm speaking of empires. If I was speaking when I'm saying right now to those empires, they would string you up back then. Okay? So government have always been against God. These are satanic governments. Now you're wrong for pointing it out according to them because they can only work in the dark. They must be received as your loving saviors. But the Bible tells us that they would work in the dark. All right, let's show you that. Go, where you at? Revelation 17, right?
Verse 6.
Before you go there, let's take it from the top. Revelation 17 and 1.
Revelation chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore.
So the great whore that what?
That sitteth upon many waters.
That sitteth upon many waters. Now here's my question for those who think that it's talking about ancient Rome. Do Rome have a base all over the earth? A military base? Who's sitting on everyone's base? On everyone's areas? Who's sitting there? And I'm going to show you the meticulous psychology of these that control this world under Satan. And I thought of this, and you know what? I was perplexed. Just looking in one area of the earth. What's the difference between North Koreans and South Koreans? They're the same people. They were able to get in one country and divide it and make the same people enemies against each other. Till this day. Man, what programming? I sat and thought about how do you do this to the point where you can go into a country, a unified country of one people, and divide it and make those same people, same families, hate each other and have guns at a wall at variance against each other. And they're only one line away from just killing each other. Who can do this? What programming? Serious, the same guys staring each other down at a wall. And check out this divide. This is the crazy thing about this divide in Korea. The divide in Korea is in a building. They both enter the building from different sides and just look at each other. And they never thought to say, you know what? You my brother, man. You my brother. I don't have no beef with you. Let's join together. Because there's a bigger enemy, the enemy who divided us. You can't even think of anything like that. You think it's far-fetched to believe that you can join with your brother. And they do this on every level. You look in the hood, Bloods, Crips. This divide and conquer thing happens on every level, and they are masters of this. To have everyone fighting against them, but be unified in the belief of a satanic government. Finish reading.
Verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
That means all the earth have bought into their religion. You see, and now they're paying. Look at them now taking down parts of the Middle East. They're about to destroy Syria. Why? At once, all these dictators were in league with them destroying us. They didn't know that payback would come around. They thought they would just be able to rule in their empires forever. But what happened? They linked into the great whore. Now she's coming for her payment. Taking them all down one at a time now. Read.
Verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
Go ahead.
And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
And all the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk. And you know what she abused more so than anything? You know what her religion is? Money. It doesn't matter what you believe. Everyone do the same thing with money. You spend it. You all believe in that. And you notice on your dollar bill, in God we trust. But what God? Not the God of the Hebrews. Satan. So you all got in bed for your religion of money. Your conquest to prey on God's people who are enslaved throughout the four corners of the earth. You all got in bed for that dollar. And you notice the oil, the blood, the black gold of this world that energized this whole world is traded on what? The petrodollar, the American dollar. So you all came together under this one world religion, chasing money. Read.
Verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy.
And it's called scarlet-colored beast because this beast is red. It's talking about the 10 horns. It's talking about Rome. And it's funny, let me tell you. And the Roman Catholics don't even hide this. They actually dress themselves up exactly how the Bible describes them. You got your cardinals, and they sit there with all red on. Then you have another faction sitting there with purple on. You got your pope sitting there holding the golden cup. So they don't hide who they are. But listen to this. That scarlet-colored beast was carried, which means she started one place and would end up someplace else. They set up all your religions to distract you and to make you think she's something else than the land you're living in. Oh, don't worry about that. That's Rome. They're bad. Follow this religion that was set up by the Roman Catholic Church. What deception. Oh, no, yeah, ancient Babylon, Babylon the Great. Oh, that's religion. That's false religion. Oh, it must be the religion you're teaching me then. I'm going to show you what Babylon is. Read on.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of the names of blasphemy.
Names of blasphemy, which means she would have an ideology that would blaspheme the Most High's word. She would teach you everything is right outside of the laws of the Most High. Oh yeah, believe in Jesus and eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster and be gay. You can be accepted by God. Total blasphemy. I mean, you have to look at the psychology of these criminals. They can go into a country, kill 1 million people, and set up an institution, set up a hospital, and then teach the children to accept their own bondage for the future. And then hold the flag that was given to you by your conquerors. I mean, when you examine this thing, I mean, Satan had to be a part of this. Read.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
The 7 heads represent the mountains of Rome. The 10 horns are the 10 European countries that were set up originally who have the power of the earth right now. America no longer have the power. Okay? You can forget about that. When those planes hit the tower, all power went to the UN. You have no constitution. They just haven't told you yet. Because they built it knowing that one day they would come back. And you notice all the diplomats and all people with finances are moving out and going into different areas. Man, even Halle Berry just moved to France. They just haven't told the poor people. They haven't told the regular people who have to live, who have to play the theater of a society that's normal. Finish reading.
Verse 4.
Go ahead.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
Go ahead.
And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great.
So the Bible says this is a mystery. Now, why did the Bible in Revelations, knowing that we will be reading this in old time, at the end times, why would it tell us it's a mystery? That means she would exist, but no one would be able to identify her. Or through the lies, would think she's someone else. And upon her forehead was Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots. And mystery, read.
And abominations of the earth.
And abominations of the earth. Read.
Verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
But we understand that this same woman will be responsible for bloodshed and war, aimed towards killing the saints of the Most High. So that gives us a target of whom they'll call terrorists. Okay? They would just set up a narrative to kill the saints through their theater. Hold it and get Jeremiah 5 and 7. And then go right back to where you were at, right? Mm-hmm. The water.
Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 7.
Go ahead.
How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that are no gods. When I have fed them to the full, they then committed adultery, and assembled themselves by troops in the harlots' houses.
In whore houses. So what did they do? They set up whore houses called churches all over the earth to trap our people. And they assemble in troops in these whore houses set up by the Roman Catholic Church. Oh, you didn't think that was in the Bible. The harlot made harlot houses. Why do you think she's called the mother of harlots? Every church that came out of her is a whore. Every church. I don't care whether or not you Mormon, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness, Baptist. Do you know Charles Taze Russell was set up by the Zionists? Do you know that the Roman Catholic Church is actually a Zionist faction where they're all one? Same religion? You say, well, hold up, the Jewish people don't believe in Christ. Exactly, neither do the Catholics. Go back.
Revelations chapter 17.
And it says they're drunken with the wine of her fornication. Let's get Isaiah, which shows you that people are drunken, but not with wine. So what are you being fed in these so-called institutions? I mean, what a play on you that you're sitting there in Sunday service to worship a Babylonian god and think it's Christ. And then feel totally comfortable in your captivity while the world is imploding. Read.
Isaiah chapter 29 verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Stay yourselves in wonder.
Stay yourselves in wonder.
Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine.
See, these people are drunken, but not with wine. Go ahead.
They stagger, but not with strong drink.
They stagger, so it's like the Most High looking down on his people, staggering from this church to that church. this religion to that religion. And from the throne, it's looking like a drunk man that can't find his way. You just said, Stag, well, I don't like that church. I'm going to go try it over here. Well, maybe I need to try New Age, right? Or maybe, hold up. If that was a God-fearing system, why would you have a choice? You think that the creator of all will give you a choice to worship other gods? As far as setting up a system, you think in the kingdom of heaven there's going to be a mosque and the Christian church right around the corner when Christ returns? Read on.
Verse 10. For the Most High Ahijah hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
This is what happens when you drink out of that cup written up in Revelation 17. You drink and you go to sleep. You see, you're in a trance. Listen, there's power from the pulpit. The whole civil rights movement happened through the pulpit. So now your politicians come through your churches to pay your pastors for the next line of programming for the sheep. That's how it goes. It's a corporate rollout, how you're programmed to be in league with the satanic spirit of government. You're drunken not with wine. You stagger but not with strong drink. Read.
For the Most High Ahijah hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Deep sleep.
And have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have you covered.
So the people the authority, the Most High covered. He made it so that they can't see, so how can they give you the light? If the blind leadeth the blind, you shall both fall in the ditch. Crystal clear. So in the end time, the authority, the people in authority would not have the answer. So you'll know who's telling the truth at the very end. Go back to Revelations. Shane, cut on that little light for me, please. Go ahead.
Revelations chapter 17, verse 6.
Go ahead.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Yeshua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Verse 7. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel?
So John was marveling at this vision. He says, so the angel came and says, why are you marveling at this? He was amazed at this. Read.
I will tell thee the mystery of the woman.
I will give you the mystery of the woman.
And of the beast that carrieth her.
That proves that the beast is not a man. It's an empire. But it's a mystery. So now the angel will break down this mystery. Read.
I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit.
The beast that thou sawest was, and is not. That means it existed in the past, but yet it don't exist. It was. The beast that thou sawest was, and is not. That means it was before, and is not. Read.
And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit.
And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. Now we know that the only power that's going to ascend out of the bottomless pit links to Revelations, the 21st chapter, when Satan is released from the bottomless pit after the 1,000 years of Christ's reign. So it's speaking of Satan in his first empire way back with Babylon all the way up until its present time. Listen to this clearly. Go ahead.
And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition.
That means it shall go into perdition. That will happen when Christ returns. Read.
And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names are not written in the book of life.
Those that follow his religion. Read.
From the foundation of the world. When they behold the beast that was.
And is not.
And yet is.
And yet is. Okay? It was and is not, but yet it exists. It's a mystery. See that? But we can identify who it is. Because Satan does the same program from empire to empire. Now, America stole Romans' thunder. At one point, everyone was looking at Europe as the jewel of the earth, the power of the earth. Now this little horn comes out of nowhere and steals all the glory of Europe. Now, well, how do you think the Europeans feel? So eventually, they will implode it so that they can get their glory at the very end for 1 hour with the beast, with Satan. Let's prove that. Read.
Revelation chapter 17, verse 9.
Go ahead.
And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the horse sitteth.
There's only one place to sit on 7 mountains, and that's Rome. Go ahead.
On which the woman sitteth, excuse me.
The woman sitteth, and that's Rome. Read.
Verse 10. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is.
And what?
And 1 is.
And 1 is, go ahead.
And the other is not yet come.
And the other is not yet come. This is a little horn that would spring out of Rome. So during this time when John was seeing this vision, there was no such thing as America, but he did have a vision of an empire that would come out of Rome that has not yet come. So John seen America. He seen the next empire that will be great. During John's time, who was the great empire? Rome was. They exiled him to the Isle of Patmos because they couldn't stop him from teaching the word, and he was too influential. They didn't want to riot because they knew that at that time if they would have killed John, the people would have revolted. So they say, you know what? Let's just put him on an island. Now, it's internment camps now. You check in, but you don't check out. See that? See how they just changed everything around, but it's the same program. Read on.
Verse 10. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. He must
continue a short space to show you that America's empire will become great in shorter time than all the other empires. So the only way that could happen is through what? Technology. You would think how great America is that it would have taken thousands of years for it to become this great. But no, not if you have all the ingenuity and technology and know-how and history of all the empires that preceded it. America is like it's like Satan's Mozart. It's his greatest empire. It's his great. It's like having a great painting and say, okay, this is my Mona Lisa. That's what America is to Satan. It's what he couldn't accomplish with all the other empires. Finish reading.
Verse 11. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th.
He is the 8th.
And is of the 7.
And is of the 7 to show you he's that little horn that came out of Rome. Read.
And goeth into perdition.
And he will go into perdition. So the Revelations tell us that place that came out of Rome will eventually be no more. And this is before the coming of Christ I'm reading. I'm going to show you. So actually it was built in prophecy to one day be in perdition. And even after she's gone, because Rome created her, Rome will still exist. See, this is how these Masons feel. If we build a construct, we can tear it down. So then you go into the mindset of, okay, well, what are they using this country for? This jewel they call America, that they made bigger and better than every empire. What are they using it for? They needed to get God's people all together, to pray all together and operate together, to build a satanic construct of ancient Babylon. The tower once more, to go into space. They built that, which was a NASA program, and it was dismantled last year. So they no longer need you. That's it. You helped them build the construct. It took time. They needed slaves for that, okay? But now that they have no use for you, they call you useless eaters. Therefore, they must go into the next phase of depopulation. Okay? Brothers and sisters, what the Most High allow us to put together today and have put together through this truth in the time that the Most High allows us to teach, you're not gonna get this information just in your everyday church. It's not gonna happen. Finish reading what you have here.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 10. And there are 7 kings.
No, read the 12th verse.
Verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings.
The 10 kings, read.
Which have received power, received no kingdom as yet.
So here it is. The 10 horns that came out of Rome never got their recognition. I can go into America right now and say, well, and I can pull anyone off the corner up in the old neighborhood and say, well, who's the 3 European empires that created America? The French ain't going to get no credit. Okay? They may remember England. If you go, you have to go way into Louisiana to know anything about the French. So America then stole Europe's thunder. So it says the 10 powers, they did all this building with their secret societies, and they're not getting any credit. So now they join as the EU under the UN to say, you know what? We're taking it back. We're going to destroy this land because God's people are waking up all over here, so we got to get rid of them. And then we're going to go back and sit on our throne in Europe. That's the next phase with the UN and the EU. And with this, they have a world court. One world military under the UN. And they will disarm the whole earth. And while doing this, implode the monetary system in which no one will be able to buy or sell on this earth unless you receive the mark of the beast under Satan. The 10 horns returns. But not after they destroy the whore they created. Finish reading.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as one king, as kings, 1 hour with the beast. That
means at the last hour, upon Christ's return, they will be in power. That tells us right there in Bible prophecy that when Christ returns, America will be no more. There will be no such place as America when Christ returns. The same people who built it will tear it down. It was a plan under Satan the whole time. Read.
Verse 13. These have one mind.
These have one mind. So now the EU and UN are together with this. And they're the ones controlling Barack Obama. Okay? They done set up Barack Obama as a proxy to keep the black man still, to make you believe there's hope. When his job is to keep you still while they destroy you. He signed into government a law in which everyone must get health care, and with the health care you receive the RFID chip. Yes. And in order to participate in this particular law, you must be current on all your vaccinations. And you cannot deal with alternative health programs. You must deal with the pharmaceutical companies that are set up under Satan to kill you. Yes, we can. There go your hope. Until this day, you still can't tell black people that Barack Obama is not the greatest thing since sliced bread. And he's being used by the UN. Now they're going to use this thing that happened with the Dark Knight movie. It ain't over. They're going to do something else big. Because you just can't take the guns from these people. You must keep on, you must do something greater than going to a movie and just set up a proxy with military to kill some people. Now some people might say, well, our military wouldn't do that. Brothers and sisters, it's not your military. It's foreign troops in the country doing that. It's mercenaries. Okay? There's no American troops in America that can do anything. The American troops are spread out thin throughout the four corners of the earth. The power is under the UN. Yeah, the 10 horns. Remember what we're reading in the Bible? It's all coming together, right? And see, that's another reason why they're trying to censor our videos and all on the internet now. Because we've been talking about this for a good while, a good moment. And now it's all coming to volition, and they don't want to give credit to some regular old Negroes just out of the ghetto someplace who was reading the Bible. Okay? Finish reading.
Verse 13. These of one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. These shall make war with the Lamb.
And they're the ones who will fight against Christ. There will be no American army fighting against Christ. It will be the UN army. Power is going back to the 10 horns. Read.
And the Lamb shall overcome them.
But Christ is going to destroy them.
For he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
Now, what country is made out of every nation, kindred, and tongue? And that's celebrated. All ethnicities, all cultures. Listen, read.
Verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast.
Read.
These shall hate the whore.
These shall hate the whore.
And shall make her desolate.
She's making her desolate now. Why? Imploding it through the economy, bailouts, taking all your finances, making it where you cannot eat, you can't survive. Austerity measures. They're doing it right now. Using legislation though. They shall do what?
Shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
And burn her with fire. Now you might say, well, hold up. I thought it says in Isaiah 13 that the Persians or the Iranians are going to destroy Babylon. Yeah. But guess who's going to be behind the legislation to get America to attack Iran? Yes, the EU, the UN. Israel is over there to provoke that war that will destroy America and give all power back to the UN. And all power to the EU, and the 10 horns will have their glory 1 hour with the beast. The beast returns. Finish reading.
Verse 17. For the Most High Ahiah hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will.
And he put that in their hearts to fulfill that judgment. Why? Revelation 17 tells us, Revelation 18 tell you that the sins of Babylon have reached into heaven. The prayers of the saints have went into heaven based on the evils that were created within that country. Read.
And to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, and to the words of Ahiah shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city.
That great city.
Which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
Now, even though the word America is not in the Bible, if it's not America, you tell me who it is. If it's not. Okay. That concludes the lesson on the return of the beast. So what I'll do now, we're going to save this and we'll set this up where we'll answer a few questions and turn this over to the brother and Elder Gabar in New York. So why did I put this together? Because I don't want brothers and sisters just focusing on the small narrative. They wonder, well, what's going on? Why would they go into movies and shoot things up? And they have to tear the flesh from Babylon. They must set these narratives so that they can now go against the gun-toting citizens in America who have a right to bear arms. So they're going to do this. They do this all. It's the same program that was done during the time of World War II, during Germany, during Hitler. You disarm the people, Tell them it'll be a more peaceful society. You kill them with pharmaceuticals and medicine and put them in a place where they can't defend themselves, then destroy them out altogether. That's the plan. But you can't do this without an enemy. So they're creating enemies now. And what they're going to do? They're going to keep doing this over and over. These people that are in these psychiatric wards, these candidates, they take them and drug them out and use them as patsies, dress them up, shoot something up and go kill something and just have him go walk down the street someplace and just beat him up and drag him down and he'll say, yeah, I did it. It's over and over again how they do this thing. Same program. So this Batman thing is just a small prop they're using to roll out further destruction of Babylon. The 10 horns are doing this. And it's going to be more they're going to do. And don't believe the story that it's some lone gunman doing anything. It have nothing to do with a lone gunman. They're going to plaster this guy all over the news and bring out stories. This thing was written a long time ago. All right. A matter of fact, there was a circulation around May. Around May, there was a circulation on regular news, on internet news, saying that Homeland Security is preparing for a lone terrorist in theaters. You can type this in. It was in the news. They're telling you what they're going to do before they do it. The same thing they did with the Olympics, saying in the Rockefeller papers. They let you know what they're planning to do. They'll roll it out, and people are not paying attention. They went in and shot some innocent people. You know, they said, make sure you include some babies so that we can actually play on the emotions of the people and roll out this next legislation. And come to find out, the UN will be voting on gun bans of America in 2 weeks. I mean, is that a coincidence? In 2 weeks, they'll be voting. The 10 horns who's going to strip and destroy Babylon will get your vote. The guys you put in, you're their constituents. And they're going to vote, they're going to trump up this story, and those that are on the fence are now going to swing and say, you know what? We need tougher laws on this. And they made sure this guy ordered his guns. Now it's being talked about he ordered 6,000 rounds of ammunition online. So what is that going to do? It's going to switch how you purchase online now. Now you must go through some type of government screening to purchase online. They're bringing forth the beast's program because the internet will be the commerce of trade for the world when they institute the RFID chip. So it's on every level that they're rolling this thing out with this, when you examine it. Then they made sure that he was a so-called legal gun owner. Because the argument for those who had guns was, well, it's only the criminals doing the crime, and they're not purchasing guns legally. So they made sure that this guy they programmed, they helped him become a legal gun owner. So now they can go against people, regular civilians, who have guns to protect themselves. They built you up. You see, and this is what I want to say about you guys, especially these guys in Texas and different areas who have these guns and claim that you're going to protect yourself. They only gave you guns for a period to defend you, to actually protect yourselves against the slaves they let loose. Okay? That's the only reason they let you have guns, to protect yourselves from the slaves. Then they set up cops, policemen, you know, after they so-called dismantled the KKK, but they just changed their uniforms. And now that they don't need you anymore, they're going to take your guns. They've been playing this black-white paradigm for the longest so that you can fight against each other, when really they're looking to destroy the whole thing, according to Bible prophecy. And then power goes back to Europe as was intended from the beginning. They wasn't there to stay. They were there to degrade the earth, to destroy the earth, do everything that they needed to do to build their empire. All right? So according to the Bible, it's about to happen. So look for this thing to be plastered on every news program. This guy, you're going to have stories about this guy. They're going to have some fake people who used to know him. All this garbage is going to come out with this guy. All right? And they're going to roll it out. It's going to stay. And then you're going to see Barack Obama looking serious. Okay, they're probably going to put some stuff up in his eye to make his eyes red or something. He's going to come before you as if he's concerned and say, right now, he has to do something about this. And he thought hard on this. He really was torn on this legislation. But he had no choice but to side with the UN and take your guns for the safety of Americans. Watch. It's the same program over and over. All right? So, in the meantime, what we need to do is come back to the Most High, follow His law, statutes, and commandments, and come together in truth. And spread the truth to others we know. And let everyone understand that you're under attack. And if you do nothing at all, they're still coming to invade your space. Okay, they're coming in to invade your space. So I can answer questions for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I can turn it over. We're going to say a prayer, and then I can turn it over to Elder and Brother Gabar. Yes? There's questions there? Okay, one moment. Maybe this thing's broke. Okay, I'll just open up another chat here and see if I can see it. Okay, can you read some of those? Just one at a time.
Should I start with the first one?
Yeah.
Are you supposed to pray before or after a meal?
Well, there's nothing in Scripture that says to say when you should pray. I know that when it came to blessing of sacrifices, the blessings went out first. So if the blessings go out first, where the Levites had to bless the sacrifice before the sacrifice, then of course it would be before the food. All right? What's the next one? Someone asked, can I please name the 10 horns again, right? You got that one? Let me get that real quick. Let me name the 10 horns. And for those that were in the past Hebrew academies, you can read that within your document, the Beast of Daniel, so chapter 7. The 10 horns, the original 10 horns, of course they're switched through the EU now, but the original 10 horns under the European power was Luxembourg, Denmark, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, Sweden, France, Great Britain, and Switzerland. Okay? What's the next one?
Do I need an elder to be baptized, and do we baptize in a river?
Yes, to both. And if they need someone to baptize them in their respective areas, if we can't get no one in their respective areas, that you would need to travel to where an elder is to be baptized. Or if an elder is in your certain area, you'll be able to go to them. And that's going to be a page on our new site, gatheringofchrist.org, that will be up almost any day, an interactive site that's going to be the best site the Most High blessed us with up until this point. So you'll be able to go there, see who's in your respective areas, and set up appointments and do whatever we need to do once the site is up. But in the meantime, send an email to gatheringas1, that's the number 1 at AOL.com. All right, what's the next one?
Why are some of the Indians' fashions so similar to the Assyrian god Vishnu?
Because, and that is a good question, The reason their fashion with the North American Indians war is similar to the gods of Assyria is because at one point the 10 tribes, after being taken down in 721, was under the captivity of the Assyrians, and the Hebrews' customs and their clothing influenced the empire. By the same token, look at how our people dress in America right now. And then when we start dressing up, other people take on that fashion, and other people dress like we dress. Same thing. Why do people in America now, no matter what ethnicity you have your caps turned back, or have fitties on and hoodies on and certain clothing that we put on? That's how we influence society. They look at us to see the trend, and then the fashion people start designing a fashion to, that's aimed at the consumers, which are us. Same thing as Assyria. So wherever we go, we influence that society. What's the next one?
We're losing a lot of questions because they're going too fast.
Just read them in order.
How long do we have before they stop traveling?
How long do we have before they stop travel? I don't think there'll ever be a time in which they completely stop travel. But I know for sure that the technology they're putting in place doesn't fare good for our people. And this is why. When I say our people, minorities. Brother Mark went into he was speaking about the technology they have now with their new scanners that scan the molecular structure of a person down to the molecule. And they're going to have it under this pre-crime rule that if you have a certain DNA in you, you will not be able to travel, claiming that you're unsafe based on a disease. You will get through your vaccine. So this is what they're doing now. They're going to shoot people with vaccines, and then when you go through the scanner, it will go off and say, well, hold up. It's not America, but other countries cannot accept someone who might spread a disease in their country. So this is the way they're going to go with it now, where they can scan you, and based on your blood or your molecular structure, they can say you're a threat to another country and you might spread a disease. What disease? The disease that they're going to force you to get through forced inoculation soon. And not only that, they're changing your DNA with this chemtrail. So you may have breathed in some type of nanotech or something already that will deter your traveling, that might show up in these scanners. Okay, so I can't say exactly when. I know the technology in place is to stop us. Okay, first of all, you got to almost go through a rape process just to get on a plane now. So I can't say exactly when, but I know everything in place. Who knows? Maybe the next false flag they do. I know what the big thing they're going to do for sure is going to shut everything down for at least 6 months. Whatever they're going to do is going to shut everything down for at least 6 months. And after that, they'll bring up the system. They'll bring back the system all ready for the mark of the beast. All right? What's the next one?
Can you tell us who are the Kurds according to the Bible?
Well, the Kurds are not spoken of in the Bible, but the majority of Kurds, there's two sides of the Kurds. I mean, the majority of the Kurds, the modern Kurds today, are part of the Khazarian Empire, Jewish powers. Okay, what's the next one?
Are the giants in Revelation, Gog and Magog, return of giants on earth before the return of Christ?
No. Gog and Magog, Gog and Magog is speaking of Asians. Magog is a king out of Asia. These are Japhetic people. They're from the children of Japheth. Linking into Genesis, the 10th chapter, with the table of nations. They're Asians. Next one.
The wine mentioned in Revelation 17. could also be the media and books as well.
Media and books are all part of the religion. It's all part of the program. Also, the music. All those things encompass a religion. It's an ideology. Like, I don't care how talented you are. I'm talking about musicians and singers. You can be multi-talented. But if you cannot be used for their religion, their satanic cult, unless you're willing to be a part of this satanic religion and influence the world into immorality, I don't care how talented you are. I mean, the majority, look at Rihanna, she can't sing. A lot of these people out there, they're not top talent. They're not Whitney Houston. All right, now Beyonce, she got talent. But I'm just giving you an example of it's a religion. It's deeper than just your four walls. What's the next one?
Davis 18 said, when I joined the event classes, the events lessons, I never received an email.
Okay, tell them to send an email, and we'll make sure they put on the list for the next advanced lesson. All right, just send an email. You will be on the one that's coming this coming week.
In Revelation 17, there are two women, correct? One that sits on the beast and one that sits on many waters.
That's the same woman. Same woman in Revelation 17. Not two women, it's the same woman. What's the next one?